Hi sweet friends, welcome back to my home. In today's video, we're going to be decorating my hutch for the fall season of 2023. So we'll get started right after this. Before we get started, I just want to welcome you if you're new here at FAM. My name is Rebecca. I do a lot of thrift with me and home decorating. Come along with me as I look for items to flip. I hope you consider subscribing to my channel, and if you ring the bell, you'll get notified every time I post a new video. Welcome back, everyone. Today I have cleaned off my hutch. It's dusted, it's cleaned up, the floor's vacuumed, mopped, this area, it's all ready to go. And those are just staple pieces. The piece hanging above the hutch is from Hobby Lobby many years ago. I really like it up there. I love the texture of the wood and the metal together, and it just really gives a little bit more of rise and height to my hutch. Most of you know, but Mr. Fix-It made this hutch for me many years ago, and I believe I might have had it painted black when it started out, and then I went to farmhouse, went from primitive to farmhouse, and it's all painted white, and I just love it. I love the natural wood top. The little lamp was new this year. I wanted a small lamp for my hutch, and that came from Amazon.com. And if you're looking for any of the stuff from that I may be using today, if I say it's from Amazon, you can find it in my Amazon storefront, and that link is in my description box below. So let's go ahead and start adding some items to my hutch for fall 2023. The very first item I added was up at the top there on the left. I have some vintage colanders that I thrifted over the past couple of years, and like I said before in my last video, I have thrifted quite a few vintage items, and I want to try to incorporate those as much as I can. So let's go ahead and add the next item. My next item that I added up there was a little wire basket vignette that I had put together, and I will show you a close-up of that. That was the cutting board, the square one that was new at Hobby Lobby this year that I picked up. I had the little ironstone pitcher. The wheat came from Amazon.com. And then if you see the napkins, the two napkins was, the one on the top was one that I made for my table last year. So I wanted to bring that back out, so I added that in the wire basket along with a little acorn that came from Hobby Lobby many years ago. My next item was up at the top on the right, and that was a new ironstone style pitcher from Hobby Lobby this year. Anytime they bring out a new one, I love to pick it up. These ironstone pitchers are so hard to find in our area, and it's not that I don't want to pay for it, I just don't see any. I do love the shape of that, and those are the new stems in the little acorns with the muted leaves. So I love everything that I did on the top there. So let's move on to the shells. The next items are those plates that I thrifted in the sage green. The one in the middle on the top is a platter, and the rest are dinner plates. I was happy to find those, especially for my fall 2023. I am just loving a sage green this year. Those happened to show up while I was thrifting this year, and I was so happy to find them. My next items that I have added is some ironstone plates that I had thrifted, and I've got one there at the bottom and two on the next shelf up. My next items that I have now added on my shelves is the 4 little creamers. And those were all thrifted, and I just hope that I find more because I am in love with them and I can't get too many on my hutch, so I continue to look for those. I just added 2 of my favorite round cutting boards to the bottom shelf there. And both of those came from Hobby Lobby, and I believe they still have those in stock. Do you guys remember the Sandra Lee dishes that I found down at Hometown Treasures, all for $20? I wasn't sure if I was going to keep them. I have decided to use them on my hutch this year, and I just added 8 of the little saucers in front of each of the green plates. On top of the saucers, I added a bowl on each section. Do you guys remember the little pair I thrifted that had the sage green? I added it to the center platter there on the second shelf. And I just love it. I love how it looks, and I love how all of this is coming together. Let's continue. All lined up on the bottom shelf are the 4 mugs that go to the Sandra Lee set. And let's continue to add some more items. There on the left on the bottom shelf, on that cutting board is a sage ivy plate that I thrifted. I just love it. It's just one of a kind that I have on hand, and I'm going to incorporate it here on my hutch today. On the right side on that cutting board is an ironstone bowl I thrifted many years ago, and I am still loving how this is coming together, so let's continue. I added the little ironstone pot there in the middle on the top shelf with just a little succulent in it, and I added some pumpkins in all of the bowls that's on the hutch. On the bottom shelf on that ivy plate next to the lamp, I added a little teapot, and also I added my 2 favorite salt and pepper shaker sets that is in the middle shelf. You guys know that I love to add a wreath, and this one was new at Hobby Lobby this year, and I just love the colors. I love the brown. It's just not too bold to take away from everything that you see on my hutch. So I've got one more item to add to the hutch, and then we'll move down what I'm going to do under the hutch. To top off the top of my hutch, there is my sage green rooster that I thrifted. When I seen him, I just had this thought and this idea. I knew I was doing sage, and I thought that he would just be the grand item to top off my hutch, and I think I really am pleased with the purchase of the rooster. So let's go ahead and move to the bottom of my hutch. For underneath my hutch, the only thing that I added was this painted apple basket that I have had for a few years, and I love bringing it out for the fall. It has some old aqua mason jars in it right now, but I do have some gourds that I am going to place in there. You're probably not going to see them until my home tour, because I do need to clean them up and bring them in, and I can't wait to share that with you. But for now, the aqua jars are going to remain there until I get the gourds done, and I will add them to the basket before the final home tour for fall of 2023. So guys, normally I do my hutch and my dining room table, but this is taking a little bit longer, so I'm going to separate it so you can look for my dining room table dressed up for next week. Okay guys, this is my final view of my hutch for fall of 2023. Enjoy. Today, sweet friends, I hope that I have inspired you in some way to decorate your own homes to make it cozy and comfortable, and go out and find the things that you love. It doesn't have to be store-bought. It can be things that's given to you from a family member that you incorporate. But the main thing is that you love what you do and you enjoy it. Thank you, sweet friends, for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.